7-year efficacy of malaria vaccine among young African children. Definition: malaria is a disease of the blood that is caused by the Plasmodium parasite, which is transmitted from person to person by a particular type of mosquito. Malaria is typically found in tropical and subtropical climates where the parasite can live. The World Health Organization estimates that about 3.2 billion people are at risk of malaria.
What do you think is the world's deadliest creature and endangers human life in just 1 year? Sharks kill 12 people. Grizzly bears kill 90 people. Crocodiles kill 800 people. Hippos kill 29,000 people. Snakes kill 90,000 people. But the tiny mosquitoes kill 2 billion people. And over 600,000 of these deaths are caused by malaria alone. What is malaria? It's a life-threatening disease caused by parasites and transmitted through the bites of infected mosquitoes. 3.4 billion humans, that is, half the world's population, have a threat of malaria. Why do so many people die from malaria? Why can't they go to a doctor? Why don't they get rid of the mosquitoes? Poverty. People living in poor and unhygienic places are at risk, and children are the most vulnerable. Globally, a child dies of malaria every 30 seconds. Who is at high risk? Young children, pregnant women, people with HIV/AIDS, international travelers from non-endemic areas because they lack immunity. Symptoms of malaria: muscle aches, nausea, vomiting or diarrhea, fevers, headaches, shaking chills, seizures, mental confusion, kidney failure. Malaria treatment: prevention, education, treatment. Prevention. Treated mosquito nets are the simplest and most effective way to prevent malaria. 23% reduction in malaria deaths are reported among those who use mosquito nets. Education. It is vital for any family which receives a net to also receive an education about how to use the net, how often to replace it, and how to get rid of mosquito breeding areas such as puddles, standing water, etc. Treatment. A child suffering from malaria will receive anti-malarial drugs, intravenous medication, transfusions, and breathing treatments. Let's take a look at the price of malaria. A malaria-stricken family spends 25% of its annual income on treatment. A high percentage of children's schooling impaired by absenteeism due to malaria in endemic areas. 1% malaria continues to slow economic growth by 1% every year. Did you know? Malaria is the Italian word for bad air. Malaria has been around as long as we have. Some Egyptian mummies show signs of malaria. Abraham Lincoln had it, so did John F. Kennedy. Malaria killed a million soldiers in the U.S. Civil War. It killed more people in World War II than hand combat.
RTS is a malaria vaccine candidate that has undergone phase 3 evaluation across several sites in Africa that have varying intensity of malaria transmission during more than 48 months of following up. Immunization with this vaccine was estimated to be associated with rates of protection against clinical malaria. Pros and cons. Pros: we found these provide protective efficacy in the first year after vaccination and then increase. And cons: malaria rebound may occur because this vaccine protects against malaria sporocidal but does not induce clinical immunity against blood-stage parasites. In areas with a high intensity of malaria parasite transmission, some of the early gains in adverting of malaria burden can be lost in later years owing to a vaccine efficacy. Application in medicine: a malaria vaccine could be an important addition to current control strategies. These prevent many of clinical and severe malaria cases after vaccine dose 3, while the highest impact in areas will be greater malaria incidence. This could be an important addition to current malaria control in Africa. Issue applied in Ecuador: the relative risk of tourists contracting malaria in Ecuador is low. Anti-malaria precautions are recommended for all areas less than 1,500 meters in elevation. Malaria is not present in the cities of Guayaquil and Quito or the Galapagos Islands. Travelers who only are going to the cities or the Galapagos do not need to take in anti-malaria precautions. To determine which precautions are more effective, it's best to visit travel medicine clinic at least 4 weeks prior to your visit in order for the anti-malaria to take effect. In conclusion, these vaccinations show evidence of 35.9% efficacy in the first year after vaccination, but efficacy fell to 2.5% in the fourth year. The cohort with a high exposure index had a partial rebound in clinical malaria cases during the fifth year. These result benefits that were seen in early years, such that over a period of 7 years, vaccine efficacy was estimated at 4.4%.